Born John Theodore Wisniewski, the man that came to be known as Johnny Valentine originally wanted to be a boxer. In fact, through his teen years, he seemingly couldn't decide which career he wanted to pursue, as he switched back and forth between the two. Eventually, wrestling won out, and with training from Stanislaus and Vladek Sabisco, Johnny made his pro wrestling debut in 1947. Valentine's blonde hair, athletic build, and his cockiness quickly made him one of the industry's top stars. He also earned a reputation of being one of the toughest wrestlers working. Valentine traveled extensively throughout his career, especially early on, as he learned different styles, established himself within the business, and won his first championship, the Florida Southern Heavyweight title. After short stints in Florida, Texas, Minnesota, Ohio, and Alberta, among other territories, Valentine finally landed in NWA San Francisco, where he decided to unpack for a little while. Spending most of 1951 and 1952 in the Bay Area, Valentine got valuable experience working with the likes of Killer Kowalski and Angelo Cristaldi. The year 1954 turned out to be a key year with a run in St. Louis. Valentine got the first of several shots at NWA World Champion Lou Thesz. Valentine lost to the perennial champion in just over 26 minutes, but he was now officially on the radar for what was becoming the most prestigious title in wrestling. Valentine faced Thesz several times in St. Louis, Houston, Tulsa, and Indianapolis for various different territories. A sure sign Valentine's star was rising, as he proved to be a draw at the gate. Valentine also took his first of 8 Texas Heavyweight Championships in 1954, a title he held more times than any other championship in his career. A move to Los Angeles in 1955, where he was billed as Rocky Valentine, saw the beginning of an unusual feud and partnership with another rising star, Buddy Rogers. Valentine feuded with Rogers through most of the mid-1950s, as Rogers was establishing himself as the #1 contender for the World Championship. Valentine and Rogers would have brutal matches against each other across the country, eventually landing in New York-based Capitol Wrestling, where they both feuded over that company's version of the United States Heavyweight Championship, and tagged together to win the United States Tag Team Championship. The two would continue to battle with each other and together, including Rogers defending the NWA World Championship after winning it in 1961. In 1962, Valentine moved on to Maple Leaf Wrestling in Toronto, where he defeated Bruno Sammartino to win the first of 7 oddly named Toronto United States Heavyweight Championships. Valentine feuded with Sammartino over the title and entered into long feuds with both the Sheik and Bobo Brazil while in MLW. Valentine also found tag team success in Toronto, winning the International Tag Team Championship 4 times with 3 different partners, including Bulldog Brower, Billy Watson, and Jim Haiti. In 1966, Valentine made his first trip to Japan, even defending the Maple Leaf version of the U.S. Championship against a young Japanese wrestler who had just begun using the name Antonio Inoki. Valentine even lost the first of the 3 matches against Inoki by countout, with the other matches ending in a time-limit draw and a double countout. Valentine then lost to Inoki in 3 best 2 out of 3 fall matches before his long tour of Japan was over. Those matches are credited with helping put Inoki on the map as a top star in Japan. Making his way back to North America in 1967, Johnny eventually landed in Florida, where he quickly took the Florida Heavyweight Championship from Jose Lothario and faced Gene Kiniski for the NWA World Championship. Valentine found himself involved in several feuds with Lothario, Eddie Graham, and Joe Scarpa. After a year in Florida, Valentine had an unusual month-long run in Georgia, where he wrestled as the Big O and briefly held the Georgia Heavyweight Championship while feuding with Mr. Wrestling. By 1969, Johnny began one of his most successful runs in Texas. The similar styles of Johnny Valentine and Fritz Von Erich made it natural for the two to face off in the ring against each other. Both liked to hit their opponents hard and expected the same in return. The two had worked with and against each other several times over the years, and their feud began coming to a head in the late 60s, with the American Heavyweight Championship at the center of it. That title was originally the territory's version of the United States title. Johnny traded the belt back and forth with Fritz during the brutal feud over the course of 3 years. Valentine's last run was in Mid-Atlantic beginning in 1973. Holding the Mid-Atlantic Championship for over 100 days, Valentine then became the second wrestler to hold Mid-Atlantic's version of the United States Heavyweight Championship, defeating Harley Race for the title on July 3, 1975. And Johnny's last match turned out to be a defense of that title against Wahoo McDaniel, with whom he'd had a bloody, ongoing feud. On October 4th, 1975, Johnny Valentine's in-ring career came to an abrupt end when the private plane he was on crashed short of the runway. Valentine came out of the crash with a broken back and was paralyzed. Johnny would stay involved in wrestling, perhaps most notably as the manager of his kayfabe brother Dale Valentine during a run in Texas. And Dale would go on to be best known as Buddy Roberts of the Fabulous Freebirds. Eventually, Johnny would have to step away from wrestling completely. He lived quietly with his wife until a fall in 2000 put him in the hospital, where he fell into a coma. On April 24, 2001, Johnny Valentine passed away at the age of 71. Lou Thesz said of Johnny Valentine, "Easily the toughest guy I ever met." Johnny Valentine's style was something that probably wouldn't go over today, but for his time it made him a man respected by peers and feared by fans. There was no flash or bells and whistles. He was simply a powerhouse. It's impossible to tell his complete story in a short video. Even his list of championships is far greater than what has been mentioned here. For those that saw him, he will always be remembered as tough as nails and well deserving of a place in any Hall of Fame.